morning, everybody. I am here on a Sentinel Firearms range, and it has been far too long since I've been on the range. Boy, I'm probably rusty. I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself that I let myself go this long without brushing up on some of the fundamentals, working on draws, smooth action, getting sight picture, and good trigger squeeze. So that's what I'm here today to do. Nothing super fancy, and this more than anything else is just serving as a record for me to look back on to see what I'm doing right, what I'm doing sloppy, what I need to improve on. And so anyway, I'm just going to start off. I've got an array of targets behind me. We're at 10 yards, and I'm just going to work on some smooth draws, good smooth push outs, and then try to get my sights on target and do a nice group. Nothing fancy. That's 5 of that. I'm going to draw, step off, and address the target. Now I'll go to left. Pushing it down. So, lock the wrist. Better. 2 to the chest, control. Okay, better. 2 to the left, control. Oh. I definitely went high and left and the metal target turned, so it just went off control. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Good, better. Okay. Draw. Back to the reload. Okay, let's try that again. Sloppy as hell. Way too long. So right now what I'm going to do, 3 magazines, each loaded with a different number of rounds, designed to force me to respond to a magazine going empty and a slide lock back, to reload, to get back on target, and to present accurate follow-up shots quickly. That's pretty quick, I mean, for me. I think what I'm going to do here now is same thing. I'll mix it up, but instead of going immediately to a reload, I'm going to treat it as if it's a malfunction, and then I'll switch over to my secondary, squeeze off a secondary, eliminate the target, and then I'll go back, put my secondary down, bring my primary back out, do a reload, make sure it's back in ready action. So slide lock is going to represent either an empty magazine in the middle of a combat engagement, or if you could treat it as if it's a malfunction. I'll treat it as though I've gone empty, and it's quicker to holster your pistol while you bring up your secondary than it is a lot of times to reload a magazine. So that's what we'll practice. Practice this 3 times since I have 3 loaded magazines. All right, here we go. The weapon is on safe. Draw, engage. come back and address my weapon. Empty mag to the ground, or dump pouch if you have it. And we will restart the drill. When you draw. Got primary loaded, secondary loaded. We're going to go ahead and run through the same drill a few more times, remembering as my primary comes back and I holster, I'm bringing up my secondary support weapon so I can get on target quick and accurate. Here we go. Come back here, primary, readdress it, load it. Sloppy. It's not going where I want it to. Try that again. I begin to holster this weapon. This hand needs to come down to the secondary weapon to start bringing it up so I can get back in action. So I'm going to do that very slowly this time. First, I need to readdress my unloaded weapon. Make sure we are loaded and back in action. Here we go. Stop. Oh. Okay. Same thing. Stop. And again, this time I'll incorporate a step. And then as I address the target, I'll go backwards and follow up with the secondary 3 rounds. So 1 round, switch, retreat as I engage, okay? And here we go. Stop, stop! Ah! Good. Now one of the skills that transferred over is the heel-toe ninja walk. With the firearms, the same thing with the gimbal, man. Gotta keep that body locked and have ninja feet. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and run the Blaze X drill again. Again, the idea is that you're incorporating movement, thought and direction, and skills for ambidexterity in each of these drills. As you start from the center, it's a 2-hand grip. When you go off to the right, front and rear, it's a strong hand only. When you go off to the left, front and rear, it's a weak hand only. So not only do you have to you have to manage your space, you have to manage the steps for which you're going to maneuver. Then you're going to have to manage and alter the speed in which you deliver those movements, because when you go weak hand or strong hand only, you need to pause that extra second to get on target, think about trigger control. So it's a really good all-around drill, plus it gets your heart pumping because you're incorporating movement to add a little more stress and duress to your body. As your breathing increases, you have to concentrate more on following your body's behaviors. So all in all, I like doing this drill a lot. And then when you do it with a timer or some friends, it becomes a fun and productive competitive game. Take 2. This time, instead of reholstering every time, I'm just going to go ahead and bring the firearm down in a safe pointed position as I navigate each spot, which is actually probably a little more realistic in real life. gonna do it one more time, this time with the AR9. Same thing, except for on the right, it'll be two-handed strong side. On the left, it's gonna be a switch over two-handed weak side. So we'll vary it for the right platform. All right, everybody, hey, thanks for joining me today. Now, take some of these drills and go out and practice yourself. These are just some of the drills that I will usually run. They're very practical, and they apply different principles and make you think with your firearm and learn to control your breathing. So I really like it on a limited range with limited tools, say a basic pistol that you would have for concealed carry. These are all very practical, useful, every day. The only other one that I didn't really do too much that would be probably most applicable for a concealed carrier would be your garment draws, drawing from underneath garment or swooping away jackets, clearing the shirt as you reholster, things like that. But you don't need to range to do those things. You can do all those things dry fire, so I encourage you to do that. If you're looking for a range in the southeast Wisconsin area, an outdoor range that has both pistol and rifle and various bays available, check out Sentinel Firearms Training. I've known the gentleman who owns it, Russ, for a very long time. He's a good guy, he's very fair in his pricing. In fact, I'd say he provides a tremendous value when it comes to training costs per what you would pay for some of the bigger names. And he will, after assessing your skill level, let you engage in training activities and exercises that a lot of ranges would restrict you from for liability reasons, just because they basically make it a blanket rule for anybody who comes. You get the benefit here of once you get to know him and he assesses your skills and your safety and your conduct, you may get to participate in a lot of drills and exercises here that you would be hard-pressed to find in other ranges. So again, I encourage you to check out Sentinel Firearms Training, sentinelfirearmstraining.com, and contact Russ today to book your private or group training session. Until we do see you next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep at it.